welcome. Did you come here on Cloud Rider number 7 with Hao Tsang? No wonder you were so fast. Devastators. So that's what you call those half-human, half-demon terrors. No matter what they're called. In any case, these demons and blight beasts suddenly appeared in Cheqiansi village. It was truly a horrible battle. Fortunately, General Qing Yang and the Berserker students were able to stop them in time. And the Grand Master also returned in a hurry. Now we have almost completely destroyed the Devastators and the Blight Beasts. At the moment, Grand Master Ying Mofeng is at the Memorial of Loyal Souls and is organizing our next steps. It would be best for you to go to the Grand Master and follow his instructions.
You have learnt Light Sprint. Press W twice to sprint.
The enemy has devastated the valley. Even the lunar crown tree was damaged. That is the sacred tree which Shen Nong once planted with his own hands. The tree has a conscience. It knows what it
Ah, you must be the gifted student, our upcoming talent. The Valley of 100 Grasses will be invincible with you at our side. I see you have found your way to the Qin League as a stroke of great fortune. But that's... Good. The Valley of 100 Grasses desperately needs support, so I'll dispense with further formalities and ask you outright for your help. You came with Hao Tsang, so do you already know who our enemies are? Outstanding. According to Hao Tsang's news, those dark qi-soaked half-demons are called Devastators. Yes, it's also known as negative qi. Let's discuss these things later. As far as we know, these Devastators followed the Blight Beasts and invaded Cheqiansi village en masse. That's very unusual. We've only pushed them back for the moment. And the Blight Beasts are poisoning everything around them. They leave the earth scorched wherever they rampage. Cheqiansi village has already suffered heavily. Fortunately, there weren't many Blight Beasts, and we were able to defeat them all. Only a few Devastators are left, prowling Cheqiansi village. But the biggest problem is the 3 magical formations. Normally, the Valley of 100 Grasses is surrounded by a barrier, which is extremely hard for enemies to break through. But now, they've managed to place 3 magical formations in Cheqiansi village. That weakened our barrier, and allowed the Blight Beasts and Devastators to invade the Valley of 100 Grasses. Along with eradicating the pestilence brought by the Blight Beasts, the most important thing now is to break those 3 formations, so that the enemy can't invade again. Our Mohist scriptmaster, Haijotsu, the Shadow Elder of Magic, is puzzling out a method for destroying the enemy formations right now. But he's already very old. Perhaps you can be of help to him.
pick the equipment to equip it.
Hao Tsang sounded very serious when he mentioned the Devastators, and he didn't know where they could have come from. Once this battle is over, I'll have to ask him about it again.
I'm too old. I can't even use the formulas from Hidden Treasures of the Ancestors. We can only place our hopes in Changqing's automaton. Exactly. The automaton needs huge amounts of soul stones, however, and the reserves we have aren't enough. We need to acquire yellow soul stones from the stone sprites of the plateau of the Tiger's Paw. That's very kind of you. If you'd like to help...
Elder Hai, what is so special about this magical formation?
According to my weary memory, this formation was set up with the ancient runes of the Plague Goddess. It can absorb dark chi from every direction, and is therefore called Darkness Defeats Light. Now, however, the magic power of the Valley of 100 Grasses is fed by light chi, as are the Curse Barrier and the sacred weapons of Shennon. That is why our first attempts to break the formation were in vain. In theory, light and dark chi are like the ebb and flow of the tides. If one becomes stronger, the other loses power. We should be able to break the formations with a huge amount of light chi. Thanks to the poisonous blood of the Blight Beasts, the areas surrounding the enemy formations have been filled with dark chi, but the Moist's magic feeds on nature.
Thus, it'll be difficult to apply enough strong magic in this contaminated area.
It doesn't look good for us. Fortunately, Yue Changqing, a lieutenant from the engineers, has designed a powerful ballista. It just needs to be charged with enough soul force. Then it can generate a soul fire and use that to detonate the formations.
Elder High, what is so special about this magical formation?
According to my weary memory, this formation was set up with the ancient runes of the Plague Goddess. It can absorb dark chi from every direction and is therefore called Darkness Defeats Light. Now, however, the magic power of the Valley of 100 Grasses is fed by light chi, as are the Curse Barrier and the sacred weapons of Shennong. That is why our first attempts to break the formation were in vain. In theory, light and dark chi are like the ebb and flow of the tides. If one becomes stronger, the other loses power. We should be able to break the formations with a huge amount of light chi. Thanks to the poisonous blood of the Blight Beasts, the areas surrounding the enemy formations have been filled with dark chi, but the Moist's magic feeds on nature.
Thus, it'll be difficult to apply enough strong magic in this contaminated area.
It doesn't look good for us. Fortunately, Yue Chenxing, a lieutenant from the engineers, has designed a powerful ballista. It just needs to be charged with enough soul force. Then it can generate a soul fire and use that to detonate the formations.
There's loot nearby. Press F to pick it up.
Did Elder Hai send you to bring the yellow soul stones? Good, you can take them to Elder Jun Shangmu. He's already waiting impatiently at the Graveyard of Martyrs. Oh yes, you don't know yet. Elder Jun Shangmu and I were just building the core module in the nearby Yuang village. But then that stone sprite suddenly stormed into the village. Fortunately, Shang Feiyu, also known as the Cloudbreaker Swallow, came to our aid along with the Berserker students. They escorted us to the Graveyard of Martyrs, together with the villagers.
People nearby are all civilians who relocated.
What about us?
Don't worry.
These wounds
Just
are
go to the
completely
Moist
different from
doctor and
anything
wait.
we have seen
If
before.
there is an urgent...
Yellow soul stones? This amount should be enough, but the quality is substandard. I fear the soul force isn't pure enough. I don't know you at all. Ah, so you're the one who flew here on Cloud Rider number 7. Well then, if Hao Tsang trusts you... yes. Very good. Now we're just missing a Frost Soul Stone. Then we'll have all 5 Soul Stones together, and we can light the Soul Fire. Miss Ying, what did you just say? How can we get hold of the Frost Soul Stone?
Frost Soulstones come from the frost foxes that live on Panorama Hill. They're actually not hard to get hold of. Our problem, however, is that the Devastators recently invaded there and injured a number of the animals. Those creatures have been living in the Valley of 100 Grasses for generations and consider it their territory. They're like part of our family and basically very trusting. If you help them to heal, I have a healing paste for my spirit animal.
Wait a moment. Once you've collected enough Frost Soul Stones, take them together with the Yellow Soul Stone and this core module to the Lieutenant of the Astral Sea Division, Mo Hong Hu.
Oh, yeah. Those frost foxes are masters in camouflaging themselves. They hide in the tall grasses. You'll have to look for them carefully.
The members of the Who are you? You must be the highly promising up-and-coming talent that Hao Tsang mentioned. If these weren't exceptional circumstances, I'd love to talk to you at greater length. Well, we'll have time to talk later. What brings you to me? These soul stones, the fact that it's my fault or defense, I have to stop those Devastators. Hao Tsang just said that if the blasting automaton doesn't work, Lieutenant Yu can interpret the soul force of the magical formations directly with his family's unnamed sword. That sounds like a way out.
am devastated. Quick! That's the Orchid Brook Soulstone mentioned in Lieutenant Mo's orders. Even if it's just a fragment, please return the Soulstone to her and tell her that as soon as I've got my strength back, I'll join her right away and admit to my failure.
The Orchid Brook Soulstone. We found it. I have to get to the lieutenant. Will you take it for...
Understood. I'm going to send some people to bring back the wounded brother. Lieutenant Yu is with Bai Xin. Hao Tsang is currently preparing to...
This is a healing potion that can relieve pain and stop bleeding, and this is Huayu powder for treating external injuries. I also sewed together an herbal scent pouch for you. It's a talisman that keeps poisons and all evil at bay.
I'm just going to help you, Chenxing. And you almost cleaned out Elder Shao's entire apothecary. But that scent pouch... It smells just like the sleeves of your clothes. I will always carry it with me.
Good. That eases my mind a little.
Oh, yes, Chingar. There's something else that I wanted you... No, it's not important now. Let's talk about it when I'm back. And you'll take care of yourself, won't you?
There's no need to worry. I'm a healer, after all.
That's true. I'll get going now, then.
All right. Please come back soon. I'll be waiting for you at home.
It's you. Very well done. Now we have everything together. I'll go to you. Follow me.
Hatsung!
I'm fine.
Your face is like thunder. I can see you're not fine. You're not going anywhere like that.
If I told you to go home now and get some rest instead of tending to the poisoning victims from the village, would you listen to me?
Me?
Fine, Chingar. Don't worry. I'll be back. It's urgent. I have to go now.
Hatsung, I think something's wrong with him. I need to ask you something. Please follow Hatsung and see how he's doing. I've been learning the medicinal arts of the Moas ever since I was a child, and I can see that this is no ordinary wound. I am his wife. He can't hide anything from me. What if... I can't wait until he returns. I beg you, protect him. I climb the southern mountain and pick fresh Osmunda shoots there. I'm so sad. I can't see my beloved.
It's dangerous here, children. What are you looking for? So you're looking for Hatsung? They're already on their... Not so fast. Now that... Look at me.
Hatsung is still highly skilled. He blew up the formation faster than I could blink.
Cannot be used.
My little friend, you learn fast and are very skilled. There's just one more thing. Do you see the rune of the Plague Goddess there in the eye of the formation? I have been suppressing it for a long time using Shennong's secret magic. If you go to the rune and speak this spell again, you can destroy it for good. Haotsang says the Nine Dragon Formation was created using dark arts from the Southern Realms. He's still so young, and has already been through such a lot. Well done. By the way, is that the sword mana of the damaged sword you've got there? Oh, you've just been to the Sword Sanctum, am I right? How quickly time flies. A moment passes by and already with a young, up-and-coming talent such as you... Well, since you're now protected by a famous sword, you'd better be on your way to the next Nine Dragon Formation. The experience you've gained today... Status? If my master was still alive, then these beasts would have been beaten long ago already.
That's a blight beast! Stick together and... That's a blight beast! Careful! Its blood is poisonous! Don't touch it! Agreed. We'll hold down the beasts while you quickly insert the core module in Chen Xing's automaton and activate it with the power of the Soul Stone. No matter, Chen Xing. Lieutenant Yu will tell you what to do.
Oh, aren't you the new hope of the Qin League? Your reputation precedes you.
Instead of praising others, you should think about the unnamed sword you got from Master Yue. If only you liked sword practice more.
Haotsang, we should concentrate on what's most important right now.
Enough talking. We need to hurry. Not even all our forces combined can stop that beast for long.
You're right, Weiwei. I've already calibrated the mechanical warrior and set the firing angle. Now we just have to awaken the soul force. To do that, activate the 5 soul stones in the automaton's core module. The sword is full of negative chi and will affect people's consciousnesses. Be careful.
No. 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 I'm a Moist. Please, the sword. I can't. Wait. Just give me more time. More... Teacher. Xingar. Teacher. Tell your father that the things he wants will come a little later.
Haotsang? Where are you going?
Haotsang, come back now. We can't control that guy anymore.
He took the Qinchi seal, which is the key for the automaton lock. Haotsang, stop!
Anyone who comes close will be killed.
Be careful! It's Mei Jia. I saw her on Taihua Mountain. She's very powerful.
You do know something.
Damn it.
Tianjing, control yourself.
Finally, you're awake! Hao Tsang, that bastard! What the hell has gotten into him? I'll go and find him now and ask him some serious questions.
I'm fine. Don't worry. Leave it to me.
等级不足。
Major has appeared and Hao Sang has vanished at the same time. That can't be a coincidence. The Grandmaster has just received a message. Someone has entered the Temple of Wisdom. The Temple of Wisdom is a place. If you consider that the disaster in Chershen's village happened at almost the same time, yes, I fear there is connection between these two events. You witnessed the attack on Chershen's village. Please hurry to the Temple of Wisdom and inform the Grand Master.
The one fighting with the Grandmaster is Major?
Stay calm. Protecting the Hall of Wisdom first is more important.
Yes.
Aha. Then it all makes sense. The attack on Chuchensa village and the breaking into the Temple of Wisdom here are just a diversion. If he really is involved, then the Moist magistrate will punish him for it. Jun Xiangmu reacted much the same. Whether he is our friend or foe doesn't change the fact that Hao Tsang is at Yue Palace right now. Go there and find out the truth yourself. Yes. If you could help us to put out this big fire while you're heading over there, we would be very grateful. Use this rain rune to do so. It will let you summon short rain showers to smother the flames. So, you came too. Good. Don't go inside. Lieutenant Yue said that he wanted to clear up this matter with Hao Tsang alone. Oh no, maybe Qian Xing is no match for him. Okay, go and help Qian Xing. But getting inside the palace isn't going to be easy. Perhaps you'll have to fight your way through demons blocking your way. Good luck. I'll guard the outer area in the meantime.
Lieutenant Yue and the Weishuang sword are hiding in the treasury on the upper floor of the Yue Palace. Hao Tsang also went in there.
Tianqing, you alright?
没事，但浩苍他很不对劲。
Stop playing. Get the sword.
我家的无名之剑，你别碰它。
When I was 15, my father gave me the unnamed sword and admonished me to keep it safe. If he knew I had lost the sword, he would wring my neck.
You're injured.
I'm still alive, and that's enough.
I'm coming with you.
We'll leave the remaining Devastators in the temple to you.
Hao Tsang, why did you come here? Where is Qian Xing?
The holy tree of Shen Nong. Could it withstand the blow of the divine sword of Fu Shi?
Duck, quick! Ah! Daddy! Brother Hatsung! You!
I've severely damaged the lunar crown tree. Father's mission was already completed. Those people are all headed straight into their own graves. We could also do that later.
Stay calm. We will repair the barrier of the Lunar Crown Tree together.
Now entering vehicle mode, you have acquired special vehicle skills. Take the prompt and press Q to attack the target. Hold the right mouse button and drag the cursor to turn.
The Lunar Crown Tree has been damaged. The Valley of 100 Grasses is facing the greatest crisis in its history. I don't know if the Grand Master will be able to find a solution for it. Then it means the end. Hey, inform the Grand Master about the location of Lieutenant Yue and place these automata in the Lunar Crown Pond to cleanse the water of the Devastator's negative chi. The Yue Palace was so heavily damaged that Qian Xing and the others would be shocked if they came back now. I'll take care of the repairs.
Mohist, Grandmaster. What have I, Ying Mo Feng, done to deserve that title?
Buds bloom and then wither away. Every spring is inevitably followed by a winter. Even a clever girl like Qing'er can't escape destiny. She got infected by the Blight Beast poison while she was healing the wounded, and is now fighting for her life. I've already... Back when Qing'er and Hao Tsang had their wedding, the flowers were blooming and thriving so magnificently in the Valley of 100 Grasses. I never thought that so much could change in a year.
Father. Master. Hao Tsang. Has he still not Wait, please, go to the Lunar Crown Pond and collect a handful of lunar lotus seeds for me. An old recipe for a strong medicine. I've never actually tried it before, but I don't have a The medicine is my last chance. The gods will decide whether it works or not.
Grandmaster,
The Blight Beast's poison is too potent. The Lunar Crown Tree won't be able to withstand it much longer.
The Valley of 100 Grasses is no longer up to this situation. It looks like it's time to call on the Qin League. Where is Venerable Lilani?
She's already on the way to Cloud Rise to put together a rescue plan with Master Kun Wutze.
Thank you for bringing us this warning so swiftly. Come with us to Cloud Rise. You can ride up front on the Lushu. Elder Chao, you just said that Qing Er...
This Lunar Crown Tree business is serious. First, go to Cloud Rise. Leave everything else to me. I'll do whatever is in my power.
I'll do my best and obey destiny.
It's quite windy up here. Hold on tight.
You don't need to rush. Come and tell me who you're looking for. Since the Valley Master of the Valley of 100 Grasses has invited you, please proceed through Yingshen Gate. What's the matter? Do you still have questions? Oh, I almost forgot this is your first time here. Since the era of the immortal Lan Yaoqi, 900 years ago, we have worked tirelessly to improve Cloudrise. That's why we have such beautiful buildings and breathtaking landscapes. It really is very easy to get lost if you don't have any guidance. The gateway in front of you is called the Yingshen Gate. It might look normal, but Master Lan Yaoqi cast a warding spell on it. No one with evil intent is able to pass through these gates. Beyond the Yingshen Gate is the Lotus Terrace, where the white lotus grows. Its fragrance is divine and it calms the mind. It might well be Cloudrise's most precious treasure. And beyond the Lotus Terrace lies the Yaoxian Palace, named after the immortal. It is the most precious location in Cloudrise. The principal elders meet there to discuss important matters. Oh yes, the Qin League will be there too.
Here. I appear to have been here before. Originally, it was...
Cannot be cast.
I...
Unfortunately, I can't come. I'm in a secret realm. Sorry.
Very kind of you, Chenren. The Taihua instance is very important. Of course, you must pay great attention to it.
Indeed. The Lunar Crown Tree may not be ignored. I've already heard about the business with Churchin-Sur village from the Grand Summoner.
I never would have thought the Blight Beast is so poisonous that even the Divine Tree of Shanong would not be able to resist.
Valley Master, how is the Lunar Crown Tree?
Although many protectors are working together, the Lunar Crown Tree has temporarily lost its soul consciousness. I'll discuss Taihua Mountain and the Valley of 100 Grasses are thousands of leagues apart, yet they were attacked one after the other by the Devastators under the leadership
how is the
of Major.
Taihua instance?
That can't be
There
a
are no
coincidence.
problems at the moment. But the 10-year reinforcement deadline is approaching, and no one knows. Everything is complicated today. Not just Meijia, but the Devastators, full of negative chi, also really surprised me.
Yes, Shenren. The most urgent thing right now is to find out
Grandmaster!
where these Devastators come from.
Lieutenant Yu, what's happened?
I've heard that you've ordered the Moas to seize Hao Tsang. Why didn't you tell me?
Jianqing.
I can clearly distinguish between the righteousness and the small affection. Besides, what he took away was the nameless sword of my family. Don't worry, I'll bring back Hao Tsang. It's all solely because of him that my Chinger is always so worried about him. The unnamed sword is a treasure which has been passed down through our family for generations. It was forged by combining the divine sword Morning Glory and the ancient sword Shadowban, and can break through any magical structure. Indeed.
When the Master left us, she left behind countless texts. They have been accumulated and arranged by scholars over the last 900 years. Now there are as many ancient scriptures in the Langhuan Pavilion as there are stars in the sky. It's not easy finding records of the Devastators and negative Qi in such a short time. Go to the Langhuan Pavilion and ask the scholar Chang Shuefeng for clues.
With Shenren Shisha in the city, I wouldn't be worried.
Devastators. Negative Qi. Second shelf on the left, third compartment, volume number 5. Check in the 5th chapter.
With Shenren Shisha in the city, I wouldn't be worried even if there were 100 times as many evil spirits.
Unfortunately, if the team...
A plague goddess? And the blight beast on top of that? Is the global conflagration of 70 years ago repeating itself? The Grand Master and the Grand Summoner have already set off into the underworld themselves to find a cure for the Lunar Crown Tree. And Lieutenant Yue, he said he wanted to capture Hao Tsang, and then a moment later, he vanished. That doesn't sound good. The Blade Heart has been damaged for years, and we're right in the middle of a major war. Its soul force is unstable, and I fear that if we don't stabilize it in time, it will disappear completely. Luckily, you're already here in Cloudrise. That shouldn't be too difficult. This panda next to me, excuse me, I mean Master Konvuzi, he's a master swordsmith and knows the three swords very well. He must be able to help you avert this disaster.
The Bladeheart fragment has been weakened by the passage of time. It hasn't been able to bind itself to your spirit completely. Its soul force is almost exhausted, and it has retreated deep into your subconsciousness. If you are unable to get it back soon, I fear it will disperse completely. There's one thing, as long as Zhenren Shisha agrees.
But Shenren Shisha comes and goes like the wind. She hasn't been seen for days.
Oh, that's true. But we could always call on Zhenren Suyen's help.
Have you forgotten that he has been traveling for a long time and hasn't been heard from for a while now?
Oh, you two. That does make matters a little more challenging. All right, meditate on this a while. Moja, Sujie, and I will help you to stabilize the Bladeheart so that it doesn't become scattered. How are you? You were contaminated with so much negative chi in the Valley of 100 Grasses. You should count yourself lucky that it doesn't scatter immediately. And you still expect it to romp around happily?
Of course the Master can help him. It's just that this spell to get rid of the negative chi...
Wait. Di Wang's sacrifice formation is very complex and requires special materials. Luckily, some of them are stored in Cloudrise. Go straight to Qiaotong Palace and ask Tang Kan for them. That'll save you having to look all over the place for them. One red flamestone, 5 pieces of Phoenix Breath jade, and 100 grams of Phoenix Scale powder. Once you have gathered all the ingredients, come and find me on the Terrace of the Hanging Sword. Moji and Sujie, you come back with me to prepare everything.
Well... Cloudrise has existed for over 900 years already. You will never find rarities more easily than here. But you're asking for 3 things at once. I'm afraid that Skinflint Yanfei won't be too pleased. All right. I'll write him a letter and explain everything in detail. Take the letter to the warehouse and hand it to Qi Yanfei. Whether or not he helps you is entirely down to your luck.
That bloody Tong Khan always keeps getting me into trouble. He knows that I hold them in great esteem. If the Sword Bladeheart is in trouble, how could I stand by and do nothing? But these 3 things you're asking for are no ordinary things. That really makes me... To hell with it. Who else would use them anyway? But I'm only loaning them to you. You must promise to bring them back if at all possible. I'll remind you of that if necessary. Okay, start by taking the Red Flamestone. You can get the Phoenix Scale Powder and the Phoenix Breath Jade from the weaponsmith Ching Hui. Ask her if she'll give you any.
You need the Phoenix Breath Jade? I'm afraid I don't have enough of it myself right now. It's all their fault. The Phoenix Breath Jade I've just received ended up in their bellies before it could even get warm in my hands. If you bring it back to me, I'll give you half. That's even better then. Take this Jade Shard. You should be able to use it to lure out those gelatinous beasts. have made countless weapons before, but I don't know how to use them against crystal tigers. I should probably work on my fighting technique too.
On the interface with the left mouse button to show the information on this quest.
Well then, let's cast a spell to gather the negative chi in the depths of your consciousness and expel it. You must... You are in your own soul world. Free your spirit from negative chi.
It almost collapsed and is too weak now. It probably isn't enough just to eliminate the negative chi.
But don't worry, there's another way. You return to your school and go to the Star Tempest. There you can borrow a relic of the previous Swordmaster from Commander Qin Yang. As long as the Bladeheart fragment is still alive, it should react.
The sacred valley where Cloudrise is located is enormous. The whole of Shenzhou would fit inside it. To facilitate communication between the various schools of the Qin League, they built bases near Cloudrise. They are constantly guarded. New students can return to their respective schools from the plateau of torrential fog.
have a question for you. Do you like swords? You're stuttering and not being sincere, so you'd better go home now. That's a bit like Master Yi Yang's style. Master Zhen Yang once spoke of the talented sword fighters all over the world and said that Yi Yang was the only one with the future prospect of becoming invincible with his sword. After 30 years, the Master finally got to see Yi Yang in the Yellow Springs. Whether that was good or bad luck, only they themselves can judge. Master Kun Wuzi is already here. You're a student, so listen to all his instructions.
Once you're holding it in your hand, it's also time to surrender yourself over to the lunar mirror of distant dreams.
Of course you know it. Before her enlightenment, the immortal Yaoqi carried this artifact with her wherever she went.
There's only one lunar mirror of
My master likes to save his money. Why did he give... What you're holding in your hands now is... how can I put it?
A poor imitation?
Yes, that's exactly what I mean.
If you two keep bickering, I'll make you guard the fire pit for a month. You now have the lunar mirror of distant dreams. If you're lucky, you'll be able to use pets to connect to it and visit unexplored places. And you can even use it to work out the future from the present and the past. I'll cast the spell for you this time. It'll be helpful if you can awaken your blade heart.
Master Chung Yang. And these masters here are no match for him, let alone you.
Yes, you're right, but you need to look on the bright side. Back then, the Master saw that you were talented and took you on as a student. But nobody could have guessed you'd spend all the time being so insolent. You never study or practice diligently.
Yeah, I know. You're too grouchy. It'll give you wrinkles.
The PvP duel takes place in a month. If you get cold feet before then, the Master will have a suitable punishment.
Why have you come?
Hey? My big brother let me come here. At the end of the duel, you landed a powerful blow on my Tai... At the end of the duel, you landed a powerful blow on my Tai Bai and Shen Mai acupuncture points. Was it not your intention that I come to the peak of Tai Bai at the appointed time?
Sword techniques are easy to learn, but beautiful jade is seldom seen. These are my handwritten notes. Study them carefully.
Thank you, brother. Thank you, brother.
Major disaster is coming. Spell sword students, I beg you to take greater care of them.
There's a real resonance. This method seems to be working. While the three swords were sleeping and the sword sang, only those who... It is home to...
The main section.
Had you not demonstrated bravery and self-sacrifice during the demon's attack, I would have sent you to the Elder of the Order to be punished for your ill-considered words just now. Without a sufficient amount of practice, none of the soul swords on the mountain will react to. Not even if you manage by hook or by crook to create the formation. Now, that's the spirit of a spell sword. If not for that, I would have assumed that Zhenren Nanjun was wrong about you. Relax. She told me a few things after the demon army was defeated and asked me to conduct your sword selection ceremony personally. When the time has come, the three spell swords, Jing Shao, Jing... You've only been here for a short while and don't know all the teachers yet. You should pay a visit to all three spell swords. If you're lucky, they'll have some advice for you. By the way, Sister Qing Shao is in poor health and should not exert herself too much. But she...
This jade mine has been flooded for years. It must be drained using a great fire before anyone can utilize it again. Bring me the green steel coal. Is that you? My brother Cheng Yu never praised anyone. They say that you decapitated many devastators. Luck or no luck, you did. Yuan, come quick and thank the one who saved you. No need to be so modest. This hidden You started quite late with your training, so you won't know about this. 30 years ago, the spell sword student, Yang, just to commemorate...
不必心急，待你准备完毕，再来寻我便是。
I learned the art of swordsmanship using the 9 secrets of the spell, apparently.
The smell of medicine. Is Master Xingzhao nearby? Your name seems so familiar. Oh, after just... When I praise you, since Grandmaster... Although it is a tradition for us in Taiwan, I was watching you...
Spell sword has 9 prescient tricks for revealing everything.
Bladestorm works best in melee combat. Once activated, it vibrates with sword mana. When practicing the 9 secrets of the spell swords, it is important not just to learn from one another, but also to practice the core skills. It is absolutely essential to practice meditation, breathing, and focus every day. That was fast. I haven't seen the younger generation. The one who was... Talk about that later. The world is... One is cold, the other is...
Now let's learn about basic skills. Chi is restored automatically over time. It is restored instantly when performing level 3 of Mysterious Swords. Consume sword mana to use the core ability Concussion Sword. You can charge Cloud Dragon Strike by holding down the button. Cloud Dragon Strike will consume Sword Intent when charging. The more Sword Intent consumed, the higher the damage. So try to cast this skill when you have 5 Sword Intent. You can charge Cloud Dragon Strike by holding down the button. Cloud Dragon Strike will consume sword intent when charging. The more sword intent consumed, the higher the damage. So try to cast the skill when you have 5 sword intent.
In combat.
Looks like you've got talent. Don't forget to hone these skills in daily combat. Even by repeating the old, you can learn something new. Now let's learn about basic skills. Chi is restored automatically over time. It is restored instantly when performing level 3 of Mysterious Swords. Consume sword mana to use the core ability Concussion Sword. You can charge Cloud Dragon Strike by holding down the button. Cloud Dragon Strike will consume sword intent when charging. The more sword intent consumed, the higher the damage. So try to cast this skill when you have 5 sword intent.
Cannot be used.
you've got talent. Don't forget to hone these skills in daily combat. Even by repeating the old, you can learn something new.
Oh, it's you. But why at this time? Don't you have to rest?
Genren?
The Jinyu... Judging... I hope they... First... I was just watching you very closely. When you're controlling the sword formation, don't think about winning or losing. Instead, concentrate on the entire situation and then make the right decisions. This habit, it reminds me of Brother Yi Chen. Although we haven't met yet.
The 3 spell swords might... Now that... When you climb Taiwan, we had... Although... But I... You have the gen... If that...
You've been away for so long. I've been waiting for you for a while. Let me ask you, has your connection... Don't rejoice... Well, this...
It is...
Light!
Either way...
young summoner. She's currently chatting to some nocturnal spirit messengers in Woodside Village. No, you definitely... Huh.
I'm from Heavenly Ridge. I've heard the whole story of Wu Zhao's downfall and the destruction of the land. But I never would have thought that war was able to put your whole nation in such a
胜负都算平
condition.
常事，若是堂堂正正战败，哪怕身死当场，我等也不会有半句怨言。但
You
何兆
mean
人
that they're using the demon sword? Just look at how we look. I shouldn't have to point that out again. The dark and negative qi has penetrated. You have suffered so much. That's why we're asking the Heavenly Ridge to grant us access to the Yinhua source, to help us come back to our senses and alleviate the pain. I feel sorry for you, but the Yinhua source is a holy place for the Heavenly Ridge. Not even my master can make that decision alone. He has to consult the Patriarch Jing Xuangye in Spiritopolis. Yilang. Spiritopolis will make a fair decision. I'll take my leave. I don't know what the Mentor and the Grand Warlock spoke about. I found it almost What? If you're really...
They say that Goddess Nuwa, us Wu Zhao and the He Zhao used to be close. The balance, the command, but no. Long before the invasion of the He Zhao, the general often said that the king's chosen successor was incompetent. He even said that the great god of death once confided in a dream that he could take the successor's place. If you look at it that way, the general really is rebelling. There's no point denying it. My life is worse than death would be. All who are struck by it are dead.
A wound caused by a demon sword is very difficult. As far as I...
The people from He Zhao are attacking the southern regions and killing everyone there. It reminds me of something that happened over 50 years.
Is this demon sword the real?
Even if it's just a splinter, the negative chi that lies. When they broke, the resulting explosion caused the Yin Spring to shoot up out of the ground. The Yulan Pen Festival was being held that very same day.
What a coincidence.
It was all divine will. It was a trial for our people, but also an opportunity to reunite
Master,
the
I
sacred
believe
objects.
the qualities of this fragment to be very similar to those of Hao Tsang's sword in the Valley of 100 Grasses. The smell of these nocturnal spirits is reminiscent of him too, at least before Hao Tsang lost the plot.
How do you feel? My master and I weren't lying to you, were we? This... Yes, look! There are some stones... My master and the Grand Warlock will be in the Hall of Silence at the moment. Using the power of the Yin Spring, they will create Di Huang's Sacrifice Formation, which will help you to stabilize the Blade Heart.
Ilawarashi, you always used to be so determined and self-confident. Why are you so hesitant when you come to Heavenly Ridge?
It isn't like other places here. Here you have to think things through before acting.
The longer you think about it, the more pain the people will suffer, in my opinion.
General Ilawarashi will make the decision in this matter. Despite your great service, you are not yet King of Wuchao.
You little girl.
Although I don't play an important role, I know how to be responsible and loyal.
That's enough. I have arranged with the young summoner that no one should act precipitously before Spiritopolis sends an answer.
Let's take a look.
The general is so impulsive. It would be bad if something happened. Arong, go and follow him.
Yes.
Wait, it's not our... In the royal... Towards the... Don't worry. As soon as I find her, I'll take her straight back to camp. I won't bother Heavenly Ridge anymore.
Young girl, stand back. An evildoer is on their way.
Brother, what should we do if the Heavenly Ridge finds out we have secretly inhaled Yin Qi? I'm afraid that not even the General can protect us.
Well, we've started now, so let's just continue.
You already came here. Why didn't you want to see me? Who are your parents?
My father is Mingyun Chen, the Grand Summoner of Heavenly Ridge. You rescued me. He will thank you.
Mingyun Chen. Oh, time passes. Child. This child is grown.
No,
I'm fine. Auntie, are you?
My name is Sha.
You just killed a member of your own tribe.
Are you worried even if I had...
Don't worry. Oh, it's lucky There is a guardian stone sprite in the Tranquil Tower. Take my talisman.
Ming Yuanga, it's too late. We need to go.
All right. Mother, I'll visit you in a few days.
Do not underestimate the chaotic nocturnal spirits. If we return to Wutsai village and report the situation to the young summoner and Yilong, we'll be able to solve all the problems.
Yilan has been conspiring with Ming Yuchan. She has betrayed the Wu Chao. Kill Yilan! Long live the general! Kill Yilan! Long live the general!
Now it can be said that our clans, during the later, you stop paying attention. Don't worry. Good. The general came from a noble family. Later, he married our clan's high priestess. We thought he would be the next king of Rojao. Surprisingly, my father appointed my younger brother as leader because he loved him very much. He wasn't even 10 years old at the time. The general didn't say anything, but deep down he harbored a grudge. He left the clan abruptly, taking some followers with him. Years later, he still hadn't returned.
A good-for-nothing. Of course no one's dealing with him.
Who goes there? That's...
It seems you're familiar with his power. Someone asked me to give you this sword.
No matter how worthless I am, I won't accept gifts from enemies.
You will.
Feng Ming has already told me everything. The whole of the Grand...
Grand Summoner! Someone is attacking secretly!
The demon sword is in my hand. Hand over the Yinhua source, and I will spare you.
You can't defeat him.
Grand Summoner.
Fall back.
Someone is attacking secretly.
Di Huang's sacrifice formation was just coincidentally interrupted. How do you feel now? Did you notice Xia's sword? That's just a minor matter. Although Jia has now been forced back, his clan on the Mountain of Transience, no problem. Going to the Mountain of Transience at this time. Good. But first I have to open the gate seal on the Hall of Silence. Go to the gate and wait for me. You have to deal with the remaining nocturnal spirits while I recite the spell. Don't let them disturb me.
Will die one day, and then I'll be waiting for you.
The Eternal Spring is a gift to the Wu Chao from the God of Death. And you new ones have the audacity to take it!
Reaper named Jingmu is posted on the Mountain of Transience. He's a brave subordinate. I've lost contact with him since the nocturnal spirits entered the Hall of Silence. When you get there, check if he still lives for me.
no longer have to endure your hostile looks. You must have overheard something.
Insufficient inventory space. Insufficient inventory space. Insufficient inventory space. Insufficient inventory space. Insufficient inventory space.